Every football club has a logo, but few hide a story as powerful, as tragic, and as heroic as this one. Look closely at the emblem of Pafos FC. Who is this man staring back at you from the heart of the badge? His name is Evagoras Pallikarides. To many in Cyprus, he is not just a memory, he is a legend, a poet, an athlete, a boy who became a symbol of resistance. At only 19, he stood against the empire, and for that he paid the ultimate price. But why is his face on a football crest, and how did his legacy survive long after his final breath? Evagoras grew up in Pafos, a seaside city where ancient myths of Aphrodite danced on the waves. He was a gifted poet, a lover of sports, and a boy with dreams far bigger than his small island home. But the Cyprus of his youth was under a British colonial rule, and the winds of rebellion were rising. He wrote poems that spoke about freedom, he played football with the same fiery spirit, and when the time came, he joined the underground movement EOKA, fighting for a free Cyprus. In December of 1956, at just 19, Evagoras was captured while transporting weapons with guerrilla group. The British authorities sentenced him to death by hanging for firearm possessions. Being already arrested 2 times before surely didn't help the case. On the trial he said,
«Ξέρω ότι θα με καταδικάσετε σε θάνατο, αλλά ό,τι έκανα, το έκανα ως Ελληνοκύπριος που θέλει ελευθερία».
The night before his execution, he wrote a final poem in his cell.
«Θα πάρω τον δρόμο προς την Αθανασία».
Those words became prophecy. His body died, but his story lived on. British authorities buried him at the secluded prison graveyard of Nicosia, Phylakismena Mnimata, to prevent his funeral from generating a civil unrest. Decades passed, Pafos grew, and so did its football dreams. In the year 2000, 2 clubs, APOP and Evagoras, merged into AEP Pafos, bearing Evagoras' name and his face in their emblem. And when that club joined with AEK Koklia in 2014, a new chapter began, Pafos FC. Yet through every change, every redesign, one thing remained, the boy from Pafos, the poet with immortal line. In 2018, designer Karis Tevis was tasked with refreshing the badge. His mission? To blend the ancient with the modern, the myth with the man. The new crest became a mosaic, a nod to the UNESCO heritage of Pafos. And at its heart, still Evagoras. Stronger, clearer, timeless. This was not just a design choice, it was a promise that the club would never forget its roots, its heroes, its poets. For the fans, his face is more than history, it's a shield, a reminder of sacrifice, of the price of freedom. One of the idea that football is not only about goals and glory, but about belonging, heritage, and the stories we carry forward. And each year, at his grave in Nicosia, people gather, not just to mourn, but to celebrate the courage of a boy who refused to bow. His execution was meant to silence him, instead it carved his name in a stone. So next time you see Pafos FC take the pitch, look again at the logo. It is not just a football badge, it's a monument. A mosaic of myth and memory, a boy who became a legend, and a city that keeps his story alive every time the whistle blows. Football is full of rich histories, but few connect the past and present like this. This is the soul of Pafos, stitched into every thread of that shirt. What do you think about this story? Did you know the hero behind the logo? Leave your thoughts below and subscribe for more untold stories from the world of football, because behind every badge there's a legend waiting to be told.